away from the off, let's take a look at the grid order in which they'll start today's race.
Hello guys and welcome to our Please Santa Give This Message to Codemasters wish list for F1 2016. There's a lot of these about on YouTube, on forums and everywhere, but we want to do our own.
Yeah, why not?
And, God blimey, where do we start?
Career mode. I'd say career mode. There's got to be a career mode.
Yep.
That is the biggest
career mode's
wish.
Got to come back.
And make it just like 2010's one.
Well, I see now. What? Thank you. I've just crashed the car. What I'd like, Codemasters, is for me to not crash the car going into turn one.
Yeah.
What I did see, a few people have said, and I will admit that it didn't actually dawn on me to start with, but it is now. Is just because it's F1 2016 doesn't necessarily mean that you have to jump in to the 2016 season.
Nah.
Codemasters have obviously got the license in for the last, I'm going to stick my neck out,
Since 2009.
5, 6 years?
2009 they first released one.
6 years. So they could, in theory, start it. Maybe not from 2009. Maybe that is going back a little bit too far. But they've got obviously licensing and rights. They could go back
for the turbo era.
From, you know, they could go back to 2-3 years ago and start the career off there, and let you work your way through.
That wouldn't be a bad shout.
And maybe even bring in the GP2 support races as a potential starter. Give you, was it about 3 years ago when we had the young driver test at Abu?
Yeah, I reckon. Maybe not even that.
And then it gave you a list at the end of
teams that were interested.
Many teams you unlocked. So would say, do you know what, you were good enough, mate. Would give you a drive, but kind of like Championship Edition, where if you ain't good enough,
you're going as a test driver.
You could go T driver or even FP2.
Yeah.
And you got that season at FP2 to make your way and make your name, and that would be a really good. I think that'd be a really good idea.
The only issue with that is repetitiveness. People are going to want to get in straight with a race seat, but if you want realism, that can be an option.
Yeah, I mean, like they've got this year with Pro Season mode and Championship Season mode. You could do something like that. The same with sort of FIFA with Player Career, Manager Career. Give you a couple of options. Those who want to jump straight in, and you know, if you wanted to do a season as Sebastian Vettel, you can still do that. If you want to do a season as yourself, you can still do that and pick a car. If you want a career mode, however, you could, you know, you've got the option for that, or a full. Sorry, I'm just crashing the button again. You know, like a real life, a real life
scenario.
where you can start at the bottom, and yeah, get like you said. I mean, like the Championship Edition where you'd get the T driver position if you weren't good enough.
Yeah, you do a little
and then
trial session with them, don't you?
Yeah, and then you've got the option: do I want to drive for Manor, or would I rather be Ferrari's test driver?
Yeah, I think that would be a good way of going.
And I think another massive thing that ruins the career mode on the previous years is, like you were saying, repetitiveness. In career mode, it's always been whoever wins the first season is virtually going to win the next 5.
Yeah.
Drivers don't move, and nor do teams.
No,
and
you don't get any upgrades to the cars, really, do you, from season to season?
No, and I mean, I put something on the Cody's forum earlier about it, and I was saying, you know, when you look at, I mean, probably the only other sports game that I've played played very lots of, good English, is
good,
FIFA. And you could start with, say, Manchester United, and they'll have the squad that they've got now. but you could get to the next transfer season and Wayne Rooney goes.
Yeah.
So Cody's can do that.
Yeah, if you've got the licensing for it, why can you not implement it? Oh, Rosberg's facing the wrong way with no front wing.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no reason why they can't do that.
No.
There can't be that many limitations with the licensing that they've got. I mean,
I don't expect Manor to go from the back to be, you know, on my first season to be championship contenders in the second year.
No.
But
even if it's a gradual,
yeah,
you know, push forward from the teams.
Results, yeah, let the results do it. I mean, in theory, you know, you could do a FIFA career in Cole United and theoretically take them to the Premier League. And
Champions League and things like that.
Where, I mean, I'm a Lotus fan, you're a McLaren boy.
Yeah.
At the moment, I do a career, I want to be the best.
Well, of course you do, that's the whole point, isn't it?
Max Verstappen out. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's your rival.
I couldn't take Lotus to the top because Pasta is never going to not crash into anyone.
Yeah.
No. But Pasta's always going to sit there just out of the points. And to me, that really ruins.
Yeah, it takes away the immersion factor, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you want to be taking teams from the back to the front. That's the whole challenge of some of these games, isn't it? You want to take a complete underdog and make them a race-winning team or a solid point-scoring team, solid podium finishes. You don't want to be sitting there in a manner at the back of the field, twiddling your thumbs, going round on your own throughout a whole career.
But I mean, yeah, but I mean, I don't know about you, but I think if I sat there and someone said, you know what, yeah, with a manner, you could actually get to a decent team in 3 years, 4 years, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You know, you start performing well, they start getting the money in from the performances, they'll maybe be able to attract a slightly better second driver. You know, I would absolutely, you would not get me off of career mode.
Nah, me neither.
And eat it.
It would be unbelievable, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is as well, I mean, like, I don't know now, because obviously Manor have made a few changes to their management, but they've always, to me, they've always had that sense of Sunday League, and that's why I like them.
Yeah.
They're just happy to be there. It's a really genuinely happy team. It seems really friendly, and it'd be great to take that underdog to championship.
Yeah.
But you're never going to get them a constructors.
No. That's,
I think that is something.
Unless you're playing the game on amateur.
But even still, the problem is what it would end up doing is if you took Will Stevens' seat, Merry will still be at the back regardless of difficulty.
Yeah.
You know,
that is the problem.
And I think there should be the options or the coding in there to allow the teams to have some development through the years and let the drivers move and let the driver positions change.
Yeah.
I don't mind, you know, the first season, yeah, let it be real. Give us the in-season updates we were promised, Cody's.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing I was going to mention, actually. Don't give us something or promise us something that you can't actually give us, guys.
Yeah.
You know, massive disappointment. Massive disappointment that the first in-season update we get is after the last race.
Yeah.
I think that's silly, and that is kind of false advertising. In a way, they made a big thing about these in-season updates, and obviously being in season. And final race goes
after Abu Dhabi.
No.
That's
or in between
season.
This season and next season. You know, but all criticism aside, they've made a pretty good game with the AI this year.
The AI is more punchy, more aggressive. than ever before. But it is, at times, online AI are still nutty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. At times in real Grand Prix, the drivers are still nutty.
The drivers are nutty.
Pasta.
Oh yeah, Pastor.
But
But
you know,
I mean, they are. I mean, you see, and you're seeing mistakes now.
which you never used to see. It was like watching a robot drive round.
They always took the clean line, you know, whatever it was, sort of thing. Where now you do find last lap of the race, you know, the guy behind you will overtake you, but he'll just massively outbrake himself.
Yeah, or put it in a wall, or spin. You know, they are making errors now, which is good because it was too robotic before. You know, keep that side of things up. I can't praise Codemasters enough for that. This year, it has made things a lot better.
The car feeling is second to none, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant now. Absolutely brilliant now. They've got to keep that the same for next year.
Yeah. But also something else that I think is missing that really should be in there is the penalty system and the car wear and tear.
Yeah.
I know, you start the season, you have your set amount of engines, and it is completely up to you how you want to destroy them engines. Whether you want to, you know, you know that there's a track that's really good, so, okay guys, give us
a new engine.
Oh, give me a, you know, whatever you want. Whether you want to go to a good race that you know you're strong with, give me a bad engine, because I know I've got the pace, and vice versa. Let the gearbox fail. Let me take them penalties, because they're annoying. I mean, there's nothing worse. You've raced 100% race. You've sat there for 2 hours. You're in first. Last lap, you have a blowout.
Yeah.
All for nothing. But it happens, and that's life. That's immersion to me. You know.
That's Grand Prix racing, isn't it?
Yeah. But I mean, with the exception that I'd run out of fuel, technically you could run every race, rich mix, rag the behind out of that engine, and you could get through 19 engines, and you... Well, I'm saying that. I've tried blowing an engine. It seems to be a lot harder than you'd think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite as easy as that.
I've not actually done it. Even keep slamming it down the gears, put loads of revs, overheating it. But I do. I want to see my engine blow. I want to see a gearbox fail, suspension fail.
Yeah, there's not enough car failures, is there?
There is virtually none.
I would like to see that. You know, more regular. Not all the time, because that would just annoy you. But regularly. Regularly enough for you to think, oh well, these things happen, and let's crack on with the next race.
But it's also not only that. I mean, it gives you that thing at the end. You know, when you're racing around, it's in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
And
you're thinking, I don't want to rag this car too much because I might do a gearbox or an engine. I want to look after it towards the closing stages of a race or the mid stages of a race.
Yeah, and I mean, you see it in real races that, say, Lewis has a problem, all of a sudden, you know, his car's failed. Now everyone's panicking because they're thinking, well, Rosberg's got the same bit of machinery underneath his bottom.
Yeah.
Is that going to happen? And at the moment, I don't get that sense. My teammate drops out, I just like, oh well,
never mind.
Gutted.
Yeah. Unlucky, son. You know, and you want that. The other thing I will say for next year, give us some more customisation options if you give us a career mode.
Custom driver, custom team.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
I mean, I don't, because I know you got MotoGP. I don't know how much you played it.
Not a huge amount,
you had
to be
that
fair.
Option. I don't know, was it MotoGP 14? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Pretty sure it was.
It gave the option to race your own team, and there is nothing greater than that sense of driving around in your own car, your own team, and winning.
Your own livery, and working your way up from the bottom.
Yeah.
You know, I agree with you on that one. I'd love to see, or at least be able to put my own car in. My
I
own
really
team.
think something like that is for the F1 career would be, Cody's, you have a license to print whatever money you want, because I will buy that game regardless.
Yeah, I'd bite your hand off for something like that.
Yeah, you tell me it's £100, I'm having it. I don't care.
I mean, it reminds me a little bit of... I don't remember the name of the game. Might have just been F1 Racing Online or something like that that Cody's brought out a few years ago. Do you remember, on the PC?
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about it.
Yeah, well, I didn't shut up about it, did I? I loved it. You know, you had your own team, you got to race with your own team, there were special events, all sorts of things like that. We need something like that again, Cody's. That was brilliant. I don't know the reason why it was pulled, but... You know, weren't enough nutters like me around playing it.
Well, I want to go, I think, from going from brilliant Cody's to what the holy hell Cody's, with the one thing that you have got to put back in next year, guys, safety car. What on earth were you thinking?
Yeah. I agree with that one.
Unacceptable. Completely. I mean, it's such a massive part of race strategy, and what a great track to be doing it at. Canada. When do you not get a safety car at Canada? Very rare. So, you know, a team, they'll fuel the car on that basis.
That there's going to be a safety car.
Yeah, we're going to have 5 laps of a safety car where we can make up for running the car light. That has to be back in.
And include the virtual safety car, which they've got nowadays as well. That'll really bring the immersion factor and all, you know. You need things like that to keep it lively. You got to be on your toes, thinking, oh, damn, there's a safety car. Actually, this might do me a favour. It's bunching the pack up a bit. Especially if you're in the lead.
Again, it's... Yeah, I mean, it is one of them things that, you know, love them or hate them, safety car, when you're leading the race, is like a smack in the face. And when you're in second and the guys are miles ahead of you, Christmas has come early. But that is racing.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, and you expect these things. Yeah, I've not seen that this year. Is that not implemented? I've never seen a situation. Not seen an instance where that's been needed, so I couldn't be able to tell you.
Well, you so rarely see a decent smack up this year.
Yeah, unless there's like a 5-car pile up or something. You don't expect to see a red flag.
No,
but
I'd like to see the option for it to be brought back in, with even if it is something like weather conditions.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to sit on the grid for 2 hours, but
we're going to delay race start due to heavy rain or something, you know.
Yeah, and
or
even if it does mean that, you know,
you start the race, the weather's getting ridiculous, right? Stewards are red flagged the race. Drive back to your grid spot, and we'll let you know when it's going to be restarted.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's one of them things that you don't really see any. I mean, it's very rare it happens that a race exceeds the time limit. But you know, there is rules and, you know, things like half points and things like that if the race hasn't got that far, and give it that sort of option that something like that could happen. Again, it's just making the best of all the little quirky things.
Yeah. The other thing, while I remember, sorry mate, I'm going to cut across you. Formation lap.
Yeah.
That.
I was thinking that.
Well, formation lap, parade lap. You know, that sort of thing. That'll really add to the immersion. And a bit more of an exciting race engineer.
Yeah.
Who actually sounds like he's egging you on, or, you know, he's annoyed with you if you do something stupid. I mean, you can always tell him to shut up, but
I mean, like the formation lap, it is, again, it's another one of these massive key parts of a race, because you get on that grid with chilly tyres and you're going to have a lousy start. You get on there and your tyres are well up to temperature, you're going to make that jump. And again, that was something that the Championship Edition had.
Yeah. There was a formation lap on there, wasn't there?
Yeah. I saw someone saying about the cooldown lap, and I don't think that's necessary. I think the only time that it'd be kind of nice would be
if you win the
home
championship.
GP
Yeah.
and winning the championship. Going to do a few donuts.
Yeah. I mean, all the drivers do it now.
Yeah.
And all these things can be set to your own preference. You don't have to do them if you don't want to do them. You can turn them off. You know, but for those like us who really want to be wrapped into a career mode or racing in general, you need that sort of thing. You do, well, you don't need it, but you want it. You want to feel like you're Lewis Hamilton, Sebastian Vettel, Jenson Button, you know, or not necessarily Jenson at the moment, but you know, you want to feel like one of these famous drivers.
Yeah. But I would add, just by the fact that he says you want to feel like them doesn't mean I don't want my career as me. That is the biggest bugbear, is that I can't do a career with my name.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, mate. And for God's sake, give us some better helmet designs next year. Oh. Thanks, mate. Awfully kind of you.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, that's another thing they need to sort. Bring back co-op seasons.
Oh, yes.
That needs to come back. The hours me and Rob have spent on that together is unreal. Probably nigh on embarrassing.
Yeah.
But bring it back. It's such a good part of the old games. Working together with a friend.
Be the ultimate.
Oh yeah, co-op career.
See, because that to me, I would enjoy that probably more than my own career. Having a co-op career where we're not in the same car.
Yeah,
because, I mean, let's be honest. You want a teammate who's going to fight your back, not take you out into turn one.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that.
Hey, I just took you out. That was a dig at myself, man.
Oh, I'm going to dig at you. You carry on, sunshine.
I love racing with you, and we have such competition between us. Sometimes friendly, sometimes not. But
yeah.
To be able to have that career and both start, you know, even if we both started at the bottom, because let's be honest, that'd probably be the best way of doing it.
Yeah.
And then as the performances go,
if one's doing better than the other, might get an offer from Ferrari or someone.
Yeah, and we go off in our own direction, and we're fighting our own fights.
You'll have to excuse me, guys. I've lost a bit of front wing. Ball of Champions.
It would also add with I mean, I think we're quite evenly matched most of the time. But I'm sure there's people out there who race with people who aren't evenly matched, and I think at least if you're not stuck in the same car, you don't necessarily feel like the other guy is just making you look silly.
Yeah.
Because you're in different cars, so
different situations. You account for it, don't you?
Yeah.
And it's more opportunity to have wheel-to-wheel races.
Yeah. I know you said something about something with the licensing with this, as we're about to cross the line. But there are videos out there, and I'm going to plug the guy because I watch it. You watch people like Arav and Tiamat Marduk.
That's the one.
And they've got the insane damage mod. Oh my god, please, just for a bit of a giggle, it would be great, Cody's, if it was just for a bit of a laugh that you could set some races up like that, because it's just, it adds to the fun. And I think the problem is, online at the moment, F1 has died. It's died on its face. The game came out, it done well, and then people saw what we were given, and everyone's turned off it, and it doesn't have that lifespan that that other games do. When you look at a lot of other games, 6 months, 8 months down the line, you are still looking at full lobbies. You know,
Yeah.
Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, you can still get online games on Advanced Warfare 2, even though the new games come out.
Yeah.
The multiplayer seems to have completely died, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I very rarely see anyone on now, and because there's so many lag issues, you know, it doesn't make it so exciting anymore.
No, they really
It's frustrating.
need to push some. Yeah, it needs to have something in there, some fun little quirks that keep it fresh, keep you wanting to come back for more. Because I do think this year's model is really, it's just for the hardcore fans.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think there's anyone that's not a hardcore F1 fan that would have stayed with the game this long, really.
No.
I just cannot believe how long we're going, and I really think that I could probably do another race and still keep on moaning.
Right. Yeah.
And talking of doing a second race, Cody's that needs sorting. Second race, if you queue up in a multiplayer, the second race is just
It's lag heaven, isn't it?
Faults and yeah, everyone's all over the place.
You can't do a continuous career. If we wanted to sit here and run through 20 races in a day, you couldn't do it. You'd have to keep going out the lobby, back in again, out the lobby, back in again. You know,
Yeah.
and it'd just be a nightmare. There's no continuity with it.
I think when if you've seen our From the Back series, you'll see that there was a few, as the season went on, the points got a bit muddled and kerfuddled in places, and it's because we couldn't queue up any season co-op. We had to keep doing race at a time, so you're jotting down on a notepad and
You lose the notepad.
Yeah. I mean, the game is good, don't get me wrong. I think, you know, we've both had more than our money's worth out of it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it's just lacking at so many levels.
But yeah, I think we've covered what we can cover in the space of a race. You know,
if you want another rant video, guys, let us know. We could do this literally for days.
Yeah, we could be here a long time.
But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Anything you want to add on, stick it in them comments.
Don't be scared.
Like button,
Don't be
hit that
shy.
subscribe button. Nah, and I mean, anything you stick there, guys, we'll try and pass on to the Cody's forum. The Cody's forum is there. If enough of us kick off, they've got to listen.
Yeah.
But
I would say
as ever,
so.
guys. As ever, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It really helps your channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at 1sgaming and 1sgaming extra, on Facebook at 1sgaming official, and online at www.1sgaming.co.uk. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Ta-ra.